Alright, so this video is for future me and anybody else in the future, regardless if it's 1 day from now, 5 days from now, 5 years from now, 50 years from now, 500. I hope that all my videos serve you in a way that is beneficial, either because you're going through a challenge situation where you can relate, or you're just plainly getting a new insight of how somebody else lives their life as authentic as possible. Obviously, I can't tell you everything that goes on in my life because there's 24 hours in a day, and I can only make these videos so long. Unless I had like a live camera where anybody could watch me at any time as I live my life. I don't know if that will ever be a thing, but the future is such a mystery. Anyways, so I am going through some complicated things right now. In my mind, and maybe you can relate to this, it's sometimes we get scattered in our lives because there's a lot of different viewpoints of ourselves in our life, especially when you are looking to evolve, elevate, grow, change, become a better version of yourself. I do believe if you create a good habit, it does affect your whole life. Now, how big the effect depends on the change and what kind of change. Sometimes it's just a mental shift. Sometimes it's a piece with an emotion and a memory. Sometimes it's a behavior that changes, and all of these have different effects. So yeah, as you notice, I'm in my car because I live in my car. Believe it or not, I've been doing it for 2 years. One of the main reasons why I am living in my car is because the world is expensive, and I feel like I had a late start to like financial education, and that just means to me like, my financial awareness wasn't really existing at that time. I just kind of got paid. And I think for a lot of people in my current time, which we're in 2026, so wherever you find this, in my current time in America, a lot of people do live paycheck to paycheck, and that's kind of the norm. As inflation and prices rise, our pay only increases with our, experience and opportunities. I only see increasing at a rapid rate by obtaining these opportunities. Like, it just doesn't get handed to you. Like, if you're working a job and you started, you're only going to make so much money, like get so much raises. So unless you're seeking opportunities and applying for new positions and seeking that growth, there's really no way that you can make it work in the first job you've ever worked. So it's all about building. So anyways, here are some of my goals and some of the things that I wanted to go through. And I apologize, I'm not the best recorder, but as I hopefully move forward, I plan to get better as I go. So some of the things that I think is going to be cool to talk about. Oops, okay. So I have financial goals. Like, I'm in debt right now. I'm focusing on my active loans first. I have some other collection stuff, but they haven't really activated or took me to court. I have gotten my check garnished one time already, which was inconvenience, but it's part of the lessons. For me, it's like, it sucks that my checks were being garnished due to a debt, but in the end of the day, like, I agreed to that. I made that financial decision, so these are just the consequences for pretty much taking on too much, especially when you think you can pay it off because it looks good at that time, and then you don't actually pay it off because you didn't actually know if you can pay it off. And I think that was my problem, is that when I took the loan out, or whatever it was, this was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. When I took that loan out, I was like, oh, well, if I get this money now, it might have even been a credit card. Either way, the whole thing is that don't just think, no, have a financial plan. If you ever take out a loan, and just see where you're actually at and see if you can actually afford paying off that loan. But yeah, I have a few active loans. I have a car payment, which is kind of like my house right now. I've been living in my car for 2 years, since March of like 2024, 25, 24. March 2024, we just hit 2 years. It's been a journey that just, I can't even believe I'm still doing this, but it feels like home for me. Like, I'm comfortable how I've been living, and I don't even have like something big like a SUV or anything like that. Like, I have a sedan, like a small sedan car vehicle. It's like a compacted car. And I'm not very educated with my words, but I'm not going to get into that stuff. So just bear with me. My personality is a whole thing. But what I just wanted to kind of say is, right now my main goal is my active loans, which include my car payment, 1 personal loan, 2 personal loan, 3 personal loans, and 3 personal loans. One of them is $600. Actually, I should have it written down here. Notes. So I pretty much have everything written down, like from my, like, I'm sorry you can't see it. Maybe I can send a screenshot, but pretty much I'll just read you some of it. June 12th, and then I have my estimate scheduled hour pay, and then I have what I'm going to pay for that month or that paycheck, and then I go to June 26th, and I just kind of keep going in that direction and list all the things that I'm going to use my paycheck to pay for. And I have that all the way down to about October. It gets pretty kind of lazy because foreseeing that far ahead is kind of hard. So I don't know where I'll be at by October. So it's pretty defined all the way until August. That being said, the summer is coming up, and my goal is to pay, all of these active loans off by October. And then some of the things I wrote down was, have a $2,000 savings account and a separate bank account, because as I've been getting financially educated, it's just better to not have access to your money, to not see your money. And it's even better if you can find a way to actually invest your money, so that way your money is making money. And just to tell you, my mind-blowing experience of understanding that it takes money to make money is investment. It's not like about you need to spend money or like do that. It's invest money. Yes, you can spend money, because sometimes when you invest, you will lose money. Actually, you probably will lose money at some point if you're into an investment. But like most things, you have to start somewhere, educate yourself the best you can, and then just fail forward is a good way to put it. You're gonna make mistakes, and that's if you want to invest. But yeah, having $2 in a separate bank account, I literally live paycheck to paycheck, and my bank account allows me to, like, with, what do you call that when you overdraft? Yeah, my bank account allows me to overdraft. It even spots me money when I need it, so it's very beneficial for me. But it's also a bad habit, because once my account gets close to zero, I'm like, oh wow, I always have that $200 limit, and I have this like spot me limit. So then I'm like, oh, I still have money to spend. So that's like, even with that money not even being there, it's still easy for me to spend, because I know I have access to it. So therefore, having a second bank account, I think the route I'm going to take, actually, I know the route I'm going to take, it's going to go through a credit union. And the reason why I'm going to go through a credit union, and by the way, I am not financially educated. I am learning as I go. So I am getting educated, but I'm not an expert, I should say. But again, some of you guys are probably not experts either, and probably have a lot less knowledge than I do, and some of you guys actually have a lot more knowledge than I do. So if you guys have like any tips or tricks for any of us, please share that, because we want to hear what you have to say. So, okay, some of my active debts, it's going to be, I have a $1,500 credit limit between all three credit cards that I have. I have a $750 personal loan with World Finance and $1,600 personal loan with Upstart. And I have a $3,000 loan with Best Egg. And I also have a $1,600 car loan that I need to pay off, and $2,000 in savings. Now, this all adds up to roughly, if my math is correct, it was 9.5 thousand. And I probably rounded to the nearest like 100 or something up, just because I rather overestimate and keep that in mind. And then, execute the goals. And if I have some left over, then just kind of do like the snowball effect. If you do have debt and you want to pay it off, like, I really don't know what the best way is. There's multiple different ways, like the avalanche, they call it, or the snowball effect, and they both pay off debt. I think in the end of the day, that's the most important part. It doesn't matter which route you take. Apparently, the avalanche will save you the most money. It's pretty much where you pay your highest interest rate, no matter how much the loan is. Or no, you pay your highest loan. Okay, sorry, again, not financially educated, so if you know the exact terms, please drop it down in the comments. But the snowball effect is the one that probably calls me more, and probably what I'll be doing, just because it makes the most sense in my mind. Is picking the lowest amount loan, which is going to be World Finance for $750, and then paying that loan off, and then using whatever I use to pay. So pay the minimum for everything, use the payments that I was making, the extra payments plus the minimum payment, and then go to the next lowest, which would be either my car loan or Upstart, which I don't know what I should do. If I should pay off my car loan first, because then I own my car, right? And my car is kind of old, and the thought of getting a new car kind of crossed my mind, and I think I'm gonna stay in this car until, like, hopefully at least a year, so I don't have to have a car payment. But I'm trying to think, worst case scenario, if my car breaks down and I need to get a new car, and then if I have this loan on my car, then it's just going to be like a hassle. Rather than, if my car breaks down and I really do need a new car, then I can at least, get rid of this one. And yeah, and plus it's one of my highest monthly payments. I pay almost $500 for my car, because I had to buy it at a buy here, pay here, which is an arm and a leg, because they will take care of you at a cost. And in the end, I'm the one who caused that on myself, because lacking financial education and decisions. So if you have good credit, it saves you money in the long run. So just improving yourself financially, just making sure that you're paying your stuff every month. Like, it's really not that hard, but the problem is not that it's not that hard. The problem is we're not prepared for unexpected inconveniences, which happen to everybody, and they happen every day. So when something happens, an unexpected inconvenience, and you don't have $2,000 saved in your bank account, $5,000, or even $500 just laying around that you can afford to spend, it's like that can lead to decisions that are not financially beneficial, which again is why I'm trying to share my story and how I come up, because in the end of the day, I'm not alone in this situation, and neither are you. So, yeah, my credit was crap, and I had to go through a buy here, pay here, and my car was worth about $2,500, and I paid over $20,000 for it with the interest and stuff like that. It's probably like close to $24,000 over the course of 4 years. However, I will say getting a car at a dealership was very peace of mind, because I had a warranty, and it's just part of life. Roll with the punches, my guy, or my girl, or I don't know, whatever. So anyways, those are my goals. So pretty much today is May 9th. I'm kind of like, I don't know, everybody works different, but me and my partner have been talking like and strategizing like the best way to approach it. And we came up with the plan that kind of works for me. And I love that my partner is very supportive, very patient, creative, knowledgeable, and I'm very appreciative of my partner. Um, so yeah, some of the things that me and my partner talked about is like I'm very money motivated. I'm very hungry for like goals accomplishing. Um, I'm just hungry for like the hours and opportunities there. So I came to sorry, this is very new to me. So there is a kind of a point where there's opportunities to work more, right? But then like I felt this guilt, like if I take everything, it's just my thought process. If I take everything, what if I'm taking away from somebody else? And it's just this thing I do where I feel selfish, but I'm learning that it isn't selfish. Um, so being hungry and greedy for opportunity is not selfish. So if there's ever an opportunity and you feel like you're taking away from somebody, like if you're not directly taking away from somebody, like apply for that position, apply for that job, apply for something, even if there is competition. Literally, that's why competition is there. And I promise I know this, but sometimes like it's just hard for me to like, I go through those obstacles within myself. So just wanted to let you know that it's something that I'm working on myself, and I know it should be just a switch, but unfortunately for some people it's not. Again, I'm just sharing my experience, my story, and my personality with you. um we also kind of talked about like I'm a really nice person, and the way my partner explained it to me, he kind of mentioned that like you have to think about it about strategic kindness and just like being blind, having blind niceness. And like strategic kindness is like being nice to people who are actually utilizing that for some type of beneficial cause, like regardless if it's just like, you know, I like the idea of being nice to everybody, just doing that. And I mean like as a courteous, like no expectations, nothing in return, just me naturally being me. I like to be nice as everybody, and I think you should treat everybody fairly and nicely. But if somebody is just wanting to do the minimum and don't want to even like put in effort in how okay, I guess it's more not even about that. It's more directing my energy, like, um, it's like more directing my energy to those who are putting in work, and I should guide my like focus and show up for those people, and not just try to show up for everybody and spread myself too thin. I think that is something that makes a lot of sense when my partner explained it to me, and I really am taking that to heart because it is a hard thing for me to grasp, because then it feels like if I'm not being nice to them, then like I don't know, I feel like I'm being mean. If I'm not nice, I'm mean. So I don't know, that's just something I gotta work on and figure out, and just really like, don't get me wrong, like I can definitely I can definitely not be mean, but like, I don't know. It's a lot to process. But anyways, moving forward, that's just one of the important keys. And then the most important thing is, another important thing is adapting. Learning to adapt with the situation. So in my personal situations, like hours were cut, and now hours are picking back up, but they're not like guaranteed hours. So I had to adapt my mindset to reach my goals, to reach these goals that I just told you. Um, and I have to adapt to the mindset of being like a yes man. It's like a yes man. So for these next 5 months or so, I'm gonna be a yes man, and I don't know how much of a yes man I'm going to be, and it just blows my mind. But if I'm hungry for these opportunities, and I don't know when these opportunities are going to rise, and I have a time frame, I have an amount that I need to make, a time frame that I want to complete this by, and yeah, I mean, I'm negative in my accounts. My credit cards are pretty much cashed out right now, and I only have like one other personal loan like available to me, like if I needed it. But good thing is I'm not utilizing that, and that makes me feel kind of good because normally I would utilize that. And yeah, it's gonna be a journey, you guys, and I really don't know why. We're just gonna end this video right here, and yeah, we'll make another video for another time, and thank you. All right, anyways, have a beautiful day. Remember, if you don't have goals, please create some. They're really important, not just in what you want to accomplish, but even later in life. Goals can be really important. And if you're not even comfortable making a goal, when something comes up and you need to make a goal, it's going to be a lot more difficult if you are not used to making goals. So the more you make goals, the better you'll get at making goals, because then you understand what you are capable of, and the potential of previous goals accomplishment is going to build confidence in your next goal building. And that's all I really want to say, I guess. Remember, shoot for the stars, even if you get to the moon. That's all I have for you today.